Alex joins us now on our Vanda Pharmaceuticals desk. Always great to see you, Alex. Congratulations on getting through the first round here at Wimbledon.
Thank you.
What did you think of your performance today?
I was very pleased with that performance. I think it had a little bit of everything. It had some great tennis on my side in the first couple sets, and then I thought Roberto lifted his level, and it created some kind of tense moments, which I was able to battle through, and then at the very end in the tiebreak, I was able to kind of lift that level and play a clutch tiebreak in a very positive manner, which again I'm very pleased about.
You seem very comfortable here, not just at Wimbledon. Your track record here speaks for itself, but in this country as a whole. And I'm wondering, how important is it for your tennis to have good vibes and sort of communion with the site itself?
Yeah, it's everything, right? As a tennis player, you cherish those good vibes, right? And it's so important for you to play relaxed out there. So for me, this feels like a second home slam. I've spent a lot of time over the last 3-4 years in this country, a lot of time in this club, even when it's not on, with Katie. So I've been able to kind of see this place away from the tournament, which is also pretty special, and then come back here and of course it's a magical tournament. It's a historic tournament. It's one of those events that as a kid you always wanted to do well at. So I always enjoy my time here.
Well, yeah, you mentioned Katie. You're engaged to Katie Boulter, and that makes you kind of an honorary Brit, right? So for fans that are coming from the United States to Wimbledon for the first time, London,
Yep.
what are the must-dos here in London at Wimbledon?
At Wimbledon, look, strawberries and cream. That's number one, right? Pims.
Okay.
You got to try Pims. Obviously, I don't think a lot of the
acquired
people from
taste.
the US would be too, wouldn't know about Pims.
Yep.
And I mean, it's a pretty iconic place. Just go out there, enjoy the tennis everywhere you go, whether it's watching the outside courts, great tennis everywhere, center court, extremely special. And then you got Hammond Hill, right? So it's a pretty good place to be.
Yeah, you had us until Pims.
Yeah,
Pims is like,
Pims, yeah.
it's like Vegemite. It's like a acquired taste.
Yeah, it is. But it's when in
Exactly,
Wimbledon, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's good attitude. I cannot help notice your shirt. Sound mind, sound body. When we saw you at Roland Garros, you were very open and sort of said, "Look, I'm getting a little bit mentally fried here." How did you manage to reset, especially coming from a place like you do, where you can't just jump home for the weekend?
Yeah. Look, it was a pretty weird feeling for me, a feeling that I hadn't felt before, ever since I was on tour. Like I've been all gas, going at it, just week after week, match after match. And the moment that I felt, I wasn't ready to compete, that was kind of warning lights for me. And so I feel like over the last 2-3 years, there's been a lot of pressure that I put on myself to get the most out of myself and keep breaking barriers and break into the top 10 and focusing almost week in, week out on those rankings, whether I win points here, I defend points here, kind of who's going up, who's going down. It all ended up taking a big mental toll. So for me, after Paris, it was about having a little reset, a little chat to myself in the mirror and saying, look, this is not sustainable. If you want to continue playing for the next 10 years at the highest level, you need to look at this in a different way. And yeah, that's been the game plan so far. And I think I've been able to come to Wimbledon in a very good headspace, in a headspace that I'm proud of, and it's going to give me a good chance to play good tennis.
So what did you do during some of that time
Yeah,
off?
there was a lot of golf, not going to lie. I spent, I don't know, probably had since Paris, maybe 10 rounds of golf. That was my way of trying to miss tennis, right? Doing outside stuff and giving myself a chance to miss tennis.
Did it? Did it work?
It worked. It got to a point where I was like, geez, I can't play any more golf. I'm all golfed out. And then I was like, well, looks like I kind of miss playing tennis again. I miss training. I miss getting better. I miss the routines. And yeah, I got to a place where I was able to put in a good training week. Queens didn't work out the way I would have loved to, but nevertheless, we got back to the drawing board, continued to practice, and it's been very positive ever since.
That's beautiful. I mean, to be able to figure that out on your own and kind of work through it and get to this place. So going forward, Alex, what's the plan? Do you take some time off before the U.S. Open? Do you have these things planned out, or is it more of a feel thing?
No, I think. Look, I'm used to playing tournaments. I don't think I have the heaviest of schedules. In fact, I don't play a lot of 250. So I play. Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself one that plays every single week. So for me, it's just kind of, looking at it from a different angle. And that's what it's all about. If I want to, I guess, level up and get to the next point in my career, I need to look at things a little bit differently and not be so focused and driven about the results, and just start to enjoy the journey a little bit more.
Let me ask you a technical tennis question. We talk about serves and forehands and backhands. Your great weapon, I might contend, is your wheels, your speed. Can you build speed, and how do you maintain speed?
I definitely do think with everything in life, in tennis, you can always work on it and you can always build it. And for me, growing up, as a kid, I had very big feet, right? And I had big feet. I had a little bit of like what felt like clown shoes, and my footwork was not the best, right? So I was this kind of lanky kid that had not great footwork. So there was a lot of emphasis from a very young age on the technical side of moving, on how to move, right? And then eventually, with a lot of work off the court, I grew into my body, and that, I think, is one of the main reasons why I've got the speed aspect and the movement aspect of my game that definitely helps me out a lot. Obviously, I think there's a little bit of genes, but there was a lot of work going in before. And now looking at all my training, I've put on weight, I've put on muscle, but I never forget about the speed. Like, we still worry about the speed, we still worry about the movement. We don't want to lose that.
Sound mind, sound body, sound
Heard that
footwork,
somewhere.
sound game. You got it all going on, Alex. Congratulations on the win today. Really appreciate you spending time with us.
Thank you, guys.